21st season announcement. Where'd you come from? Weren't you in the show that I saw this afternoon? Flames coming out of her face. Oh gosh, well, it's so great to be here with all of you, and it just feels like old times seeing everyone in the same room, and I'm so grateful. Hello to everyone who couldn't make it. I hope you're eating. We're filming right now, live stream. And yeah, we're super cool. We got a film crew, which I just have to say, our film crew is our production manager and our operations associate, front of house manager. We've got our stage our staff basically got the catering. We've got, is that Elizabeth over there? This is truly like a family. It's like, hey, we're gonna put on a party. You do this, you do that. You did a show, you can come back. You can be the audience this time. Anyway, so thank you all for being here. I'm just up here to welcome you and admire Tiu's sparkling pants. That is the dress code for her wedding this summer. Is sparkles. So I may be stealing the pants. So I just wanted to thank you all for being here, and also let you all know, just in case you didn't check my Facebook page, but we were recently nominated for 27 Bay Area Critics Circle Award nominations. So it seems like we might be doing something right. And we could not be doing that something right without this incredible staff that is doing everything. And I think Tiu's even going to perform today. And but we also couldn't do it without our fabulous board. And I would love to have our board members, if you could please stand up so everyone can see who the coolest people in the room are. Yes. These are the people who tell me and Bill what to do. And usually it's Susie, go fill my drink. Just, it's never that, it's never that. But we rely on you for your support, and you give it to us, and you have great advice, and we're so grateful. With that said, I am going to pass this off because everyone is curious about what's happening here, and so am I. He doesn't talk to me. Before the season announcement, he makes me sleep in the other room because he talks in his sleep. He doesn't want me to know what I'm going to do. But maybe it's going to have a southern accent. Anyway, Bill English and Mary Claire, you guys have been reading scripts. You want to come out and tell us what you're reading?
Okay, wow, I'm so excited. This is so exciting. I don't know why I swear to God, I never get over this. It is the most incredible thing to be able to do. I've wanted to do this since I was in high school. I used to sit on my little bed with slips of paper, picking seasons. When I was a kid, and I didn't realize that I was going to grow. That I feel so lucky and incredibly grateful that I have grown up to still be shifting little pieces of paper around on my bed, at night, being quiet. Susie knows everything, of course. It's been a tough one. This has been a really, really challenging season to pick. And I'm not sure that I'm too much in the middle of it, almost, to be able to say why. I think these times we live in right now are challenging and confusing, and we're confused and challenged. And it's hard because my job is to sort of try to visualize what the community needs, what the community really wants to see, and what will benefit us to see, and what will make us a more compassionate community, and what will open our hearts and connect us to each other. And so it's a tough time. And I've talked to other artistic directors around town who've also been wringing their hands and rolling their eyes and trying to figure out what's what. And it's always also complicated by what's available. what you can get and what some other bigger theater company may decide at the last minute to snatch from you. That happened with us on this season. We had a show we were just crazy to do, and we were told, assured over and over again by the rights holders that the show was going to be available, it was going to be available, and then all of a sudden, about a week ago, it wasn't available, you know, like, "Urgh." So we had to shift the whole plan. Jeffrey knows all about this. At TheaterWorks, changing. We had to shift the whole plan because it was sort of like the keystone of the season. Right? You pull out the keystone and everything else collapses. So we had to go back to the drawing board, start over. These things happen. We had a show picked, and I got a text from the person who was intended to direct it. He says, "Can't we do something happy?" I'm just saying. And I went, "Shit, she's right." Because when we pulled the other show out of the season was too dark. And so we shifted them, and then we had 5 out of shows picked. We had 6 out of 6 shows picked, and we were again assured that the rights were about to come in any second. Last Monday, last Tuesday, last Wednesday, last Thursday, Friday at 3:30, after me calling up like 13 times, we finally got the rights to the 6th piece. So it was just, it was a teeny bit anxiety producing. But here we are, and we've got a bunch of easels up here with covered with black cloth. And beneath those, underneath the black cloth, are some titles. Pull out my little cheat sheet here.
Tell us what Mary Claire is involved in the process.
Mary Claire is the Associate Artistic Director, meaning she is sort of my right hand and my brain, because I am no longer young, and she is young. And her brain works better. And so she reads probably 300, 400, 500 scripts a year, and helps me pick the shows. And tonight she's going to serve as our Vanna White. But the plays also get gone through by Susie. We talk to various directors around town that we want to work with. We talk to Donnie in marketing. We get an opinion from the board, and so it's just a crazy business, but a thrilling business, and I wouldn't be doing anything else. So, are you over there by our first show near the Black Clock? Well, this is a very special show. I believe it's a West Coast premiere.
It is.
And certainly it's a San Francisco premiere, although not a world premiere.
No.
Oh.
The story is about a sweet young woman in her early 20s, trapped doing menial work in her family's travel agency, really managing the business for her often missing parents, dreaming of escaping. She stays awake night after night, watching movie after movie after movie, longing for the life of glamour. Then she sees an ad appears on television. The biggest producer in the country is searching for an unknown actor, a fresh face to cast opposite the most famous male heartthrob from countless action thrillers. She packs a bag and heads west to the giant metropolis and the legendary film industry that produces more films than any other place in the world. And there she yearns to fulfill her destiny in Lagos, Nigeria, in Nollywood Dreams. By Jocelyn Beale, who is a hot young writer. We just did her Goddess at Berkeley Rep and a Mean Girl, African Mean Girls play. She is one of the hottest writers in America. This is a West Coast premiere, a San Francisco premiere, and we're very, very lucky tonight to have the inimitable Margot Hall with us, who is going to direct. Margot's going to say a word or two about.
Hello, everyone. Yay! So excited to be back at SF Playhouse with my buddy Bill. And yeah, I'm so excited. So I was that little voice that said, can we do something happy? Please, just saying. Yeah, so I'm really excited to do this comedy and this whole new idea, Nollywood, you know, like Hollywood and Bollywood. So in Nigeria in the 1990s, they had this explosion of new films. Some of them really good, some of them not so good. But they are, like Bill is saying, they have produced more than the United States. So, and a Jocelyn Biel play. Okay, this is gonna like put my name on the map. It's already there. But anyway, I'm so excited to be back. Thank you, Bill and Susie and Marie Claire for like emailing me saying, are you gonna direct this play or not? So,
Can we see you on TV?
oh yes, I am on a television show called Blind Spotting.
Yes.
Blind Spotting is all set in Oakland. David Diggs, Raphael Casal.
Yes.
Season 2, April 14th.
Y'all may remember Margot from Barbecue.
Yes.
Yes.
Red dress.
Well, we started out hiring Margot to direct Barbecue, and as we started casting, we just kind of figured we weren't really finding the actress to play this one part. And we looked and we looked and we looked, and then finally, I think my daughter Lauren, who was casting at the time, says, well, why don't you just ask Margot to do it? So I did. I said, well, what do you think about directing and playing the lead? And she said, okay. And ended up winning a Bay Area Critics Award for both director and. I'm just saying, you know? Yes, okay. Due to conflicting entertainment plans for the evening, we are going to skip, which means I'm going to skip through my cue cards. This is so complicated. But I thought it's going to be. So, a 15-year-old boy, fresh from his first role playing Mr. Snow in Carousel. He didn't think much of the experience. You know, he was a baseball player and an oboe player in the orchestra. That's what he did. But, you know, he has a half an hour to kill waiting for a bus, and he stumbles into a used bookstore. High on a shelf, he sees a small paperback volume called 5 Great American Plays. Curiosity spiked, he spends the 60 cents to buy it, which dates him. And leafing through is struck by one of the titles. Knows nothing about drama, nothing, absolutely nothing. He reads the play and is completely, absolutely, 100% dumbstruck. How could this writer have so accurately captured his inner soul? How is such a thing even possible? How could the writer so profoundly have understood his life, his somewhat domineering mother, and younger siblings that he felt responsible for taking care of? Reading the play changed his life forever. Gone was the first baseman's glove and the oboe reeds. He knew that helping give birth to the revelation of such incredible storytelling drama with the heart, humor, tragedy, and tenderness was what he wanted to do with his life. And he's still at it. The Boy Was Me, the play, The Glass Menagerie. And that's the truth. I never even conceived that it was possible to do what Tennessee Williams did so brilliantly in his first play. And since we skipped to play 5, we also happen to have the incredible Jeffrey Lowe, who's going to direct it.
Yeah, there isn't too much to be said that hasn't already been said about the Glass Menagerie, but there is also so much to be said still, right? The Glass Menagerie is Tennessee Williams' most autobiographical piece. It's a piece about a young man who, in tough economic times, is trying to struggle between the responsibility that he has for his family, to take care of his mother, his single mother, and his sister who has some struggles in life, and also how to take care of himself and find himself. And in this play, it's what's so beautiful about this play is that there's so much that has to do with memory. The play is a memory play. Tom, our main character's mother, is holding on to memory and holding on to the beauty of how she remembers the past. And for Tom, his memory of his past is what he can't let go of. And what I'm so thrilled about in terms of looking at this play, one of the great American plays in our history, is to take a look at a memory play, because in looking at our past, we're able to sort of wrap our heads about our future and wrap our heads around now. So I'm really excited to use our memories as people, use our memories as performers, whoever we get to cast, all the wonderful artists we get to use and collaborate with, and see how we can understand our present and understand our future better. And also hearing Bill's beautiful story about how he came across this play and how he was just stunned by this play and how he saw a book called the 5 Great American Plays, was it called? I also just have to I was just sitting here and I wasn't planning on saying this, but I was thinking about myself and my journey coming to theater later in life and not always knowing where my place in the world was, not knowing where my place in theater was. And it struck me in this very moment like 5 seconds ago. And I'm trying to talk much longer because Jomar has to go. But it just really struck me that I'm like, oh, I get to come up these steps to the San Francisco Playhouse, and someone with my background, someone who looks like me, someone who did not have the arts or theater as a part of my background, the child of immigrants, gets to come up here and be like, hey, I'm going to direct for you all one of the great American plays, because that's America.
Yes.
And with that, we do have a wonderful monologue from the Glass Menagerie that will be performed by one of our cast members that we already have for this show, who you know very well here at San Francisco Playhouse. I'd like to welcome Jomar Tagatai.
I'm sorry to screw up the order.
Jomar, you're a superstar.
I don't need for the live stream.
Do you want to stand?
For the live stream.
Yes.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Behind you.
It's not a wait, do they hear it? And I can prepare. We'll all do it with you.
Jomar, I have notes. Check.
Is he giving notes during this? You guys, we're on the live stream. Come on. Check.
Listen, you think I'm crazy about the warehouse? You think I'm in love with a continental shoemaker? You think I want to spend 55 years down there in that Celotox interior with fluorescent tubes. Look, I'd rather somebody picked up a crowbar and battered out my brains than go back mornings. I'd go. Every time you come in yelling that goddamn rise and shine, I say to myself, how lucky dead people are. But I get up. I go. For $65 a month, I give up all that I dream of doing and being ever. And you say, self is all I ever think of? Why, listen, if self is what I thought of, Mother, I'd be where he is, gone. Don't grab me, Mother.
Where are you going?
I'm going to the movies.
I don't believe that lie.
I'm going to opium dens. Yeah, opium dens. Dens of vice and criminal hangouts, Mother. Oh, you know, I've joined the Hogan gang. I'm a hired assassin. I carry a Tommy gun in a violin case. I run a string of cat houses in the valley. They call me Killer Wingfield. I'm leading a double life, Mother. A simple, honest worker by day, by night, a dynamic czar of the underworld, Mother. I go to gambling casinos. I spin away fortunes on the roulette table. I wear a patch over one eye and a false mustache. Sometimes I put on green whiskers. On those occasions, they call me El Diablo. Oh, I could tell you so many things to make you sleepless. My enemies, they plan to dynamite this place. They're gonna blow us up all sky high some night. I'll be glad, very happy, and so will you. You'll go up on a broomstick over Blue Mountain with 17 gentlemen callers, you ugly, babbling old witch. Thank you. Okay.
Where are you going?
Jomar's going to be appearing in Poor Yellow Redneck. They're in tech. And reading in a line or two for him was the 5-time Bay Area Critics Award-winning actor who is going to be playing Amanda in the production, Susie Damahan. Okay, back to number 2.
They canceled in the last 24 hours.
No, they were afraid of the material. What can I say? At the Empathy Gym, as you all know, we dedicate ourselves to identify with those who live lives far different from ours, far from our educated, cultured, sophisticated West Coast world of privilege and wealth. This year we went to a reservation in Arizona, a homeless encampment in the forest, the pre-war ghetto in Warsaw. Next season we are lucky to have rediscovered a daring work of theater that takes us into the inner city, into the lives of those on the fringes of society, those who we would not be likely to spend time. Sex workers, defining their identity in a basement dive. Street hustlers working, defining their identity. Street hustlers, pinning their hopes and dreams on gambling addictions. Conservative Christian zealots, denying their physical needs as they try to enforce their beliefs on the world. In this tough environment full of contradiction and conflict, They all search for community, for hope, and love, in what many of us consider to be the greatest musical of all time, Guys and Dolls. And she knocked over the stand. You know, the material's a little heavier this year. Anyway, we're so happy to be doing this show, and I really do believe the intro, you know, all of those things are true. You know, and when the original material, Damon Runyon was writing about the people that nobody saw, people living in the shadows, people living in the basements, the poor, and that's the truth behind Guys and Dolls, and we're going to try to bring out that truth as much as possible. There's a great song from Guys and Dolls that I think most of you know, and we're hoping that at least for a part of it you might consider singing along. You know, the relationship between an artistic director and a development director is a difficult one. But I am just desperately grateful and lucky to have just a tremendous person in this role, and to you. To you is going to come up, and we are going to prove that we get along by singing a ukulele duet together. We are both going to play the ukulele at the same time. Ukulele at the same time, and we will see what happens. You can see this is Venice had a lot of rehearsal. Yes. Oh, you're in different. I think we're close. Close enough for government work. Okay, 1 and 2 and a 1, 2, 3, 4. I love you, bushel and a peck, a bushel and a peck, and a hug around the neck, and a barrel and a heap, and talking in my sleep about you. I love you, a bushel and a peck. You bet your booty neck I do. Toodaloo-doo-doo, toodaloo-doo-doo, toodaloo-doo-doo-doo. This is the part you sing along on, okay? Coming up. A bushel and a peck, a bushel and a peck, and it makes my heart a wreck, and it makes my life a mess. Makes my life a mess, and a mess of happiness about you. Here we go. I love you, a bushel and a peck. You bet your booty neck I do. Toodaloo-doo-doo, toodaloo-doo-doo, toodaloo-doo-doo-doo, toodaloo-doo-doo, toodaloo-doo-doo. This was in Decent. Okay, I think we're moving on to number 3. Everybody still with us? Yep. Discovered at the Ashland New Play Festival by Mary Claire, our Associate Artistic Director, who reads plays for many of these festivals in her spare time. This next play is the 17th world premiere to appear on our main stage. It's an epic and imaginative sci-fi journey into the metaverse. In the middle of a gentrified neighborhood, business is suddenly booming for a formerly failing Vietnamese restaurant after it receives help from a mysterious marketing consultant. Things are not all they seem as the restaurant's waiter, Mai, discovers she's trapped in a virtual reality simulation. With the help of an astral projecting friend, ancient Vietnamese ancestors, and delicious noodles, she attempts to escape. I'm particularly excited about this play because it's a tremendous challenge for some scenic designer who must create huge noodles that fall. A giant ancestor, also made out of noodles, who comes to defeat the world of AI, and a ladder of noodles, but the heroine of our story climbs up out of the stage into the worlds in my home on the moon. By Nina Lee, who's a very young playwright, still in college, and this is just a tremendous script. It's a hilarious comedy, romantic comedy, and it just has everything, especially falling noodles. I mean, how could I turn this play down? And we're very lucky to have an actor who you've been watching be so brilliant recently in Clue, playing Mr. Green. Greg Ayers is going to come up and do a little bit of a speech for me.
Allow me to introduce myself. I am no ordinary customer, but rather the acclaimed food critic. My brain is in my stomach, and doctors say that might be an issue, so I am having surgery after this. But first, I must witness the failure of this sad little Vietnamese restaurant. Environment, stimulating, although I am allergic to trees. Wait time was horrible. Cleanliness, I believe that girl said she cooked naked, so that means that my food was exposed to pubes. Taste? Well, let's see what they've got. Mmm. 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 Oh my god. Oh my god. Mmm. Wow. Shit. Mmm. Fuck. This is delicious. I mean, where do I begin? How about 1800s Vietnam? A French colony struggling against a morphing culture, Catholic churches, mixed children, crepes. This dish, like so many others, is born from colonizer influence. The French claimed Vietnamese food was inferior, but you see inside though, shrimp, bean sprouts, mint, basil, traditional Vietnamese flavors perfectly disguised. They've never gone anywhere. It's amazing how much food comes from something so horrible and violent. I think a lot of things get left behind. Did you know that there are some dishes that you and I will never get to try, just gone forever? But if there were an island where forgotten cuisines go, I would get on a boat and sail there in my stretchy pants. You must try this place. The Bonseo is amazing.
for someone who will put up with a set designer. Okay, moving along. Gosh. Another personal story, if you don't mind. At the age of about 8, a young boy goes to the drive-in movie theater with his parents. Now that in itself is an amazing experience, with red licorice, popcorn, French fries, and cherry Coke. But this is a very, very special drive-in. The movie A Twin Bill is in 3D. The first feature is a cowboys and Indians adventure, the cavalry pinned down behind some rocks while the Apaches rain arrows down from above. Aside from being puzzled that he found himself siding with the Apaches, the experience was an open-mouthed, like, wow experience. The arrows were coming right through the windshield, aimed right at him, so real he instinctively ducked. In the second film, they say there are ghosts in this theater. And there are ghosts. There are ghosts. There always have been ghosts, and there always will be ghosts. Stop it.
3D.
I've been upstaged by a stand. Well, in the second film, a man was running frantically through a cornfield while a crop-dusting airplane was intent on mowing him down. In that moment, the boy developed what would be a lifelong love with American thriller films, the crime noir genre of detectives and heroes whose alienation seemed to mirror his own 9-year-old sense of not fitting in. As he became a theater artist instead of a filmmaker, and that was always the dichotomy, which would I do, he thought he had forever given up the opportunity to create grand film thrillers. But luckily, Patrick Barlow managed to condense one of the great noir thrillers and 4 or 5 other noir thrillers into an incredibly inventive stage version to be directed by our co-founder and producing director, Susie Damilano, starring 4 brilliant comic actors playing 150 roles. That's what it said. In Alfred Hitchcock's 39 Steps. And again, we are incredibly lucky to have the inimitable Mrs. White. Renee Brodock. To do a little tiny piece of this with no rehearsal whatsoever.
I will be playing one of the 150 roles, currently. Can I get a Jomar set up, actually? Man knows what he's doing.
Hereafter known as the Jomar.
Hereafter, yeah. Forever now, right? Thanks. It's so humbling having the artistic director like fix a mic for you, right? I'm so honored. Mr. Hannay, I'm going to tell you something which is not very healthy. I mean, it will mean either life or death. But if I tell you, then you are involved.
Involved?
You wish to be involved?
Tell me.
Very well. Have you ever heard of the 39 Steps?
What's that, pub?
Your English humor will not help, Mr. Hannay. These men will stick at nothing. I am the only person who can stop them. If they
they are not stopped, it is only a matter of days, perhaps hours, before the top secret and highly confidential information is out of the country. And when they've got it out of the country, God help us all.
Well, what about the police?
The police? They would not believe me any more than you did with their boots and their whistles. It is up to us, Mr. Hannay. I tell you, these men act quickly. You don't know how clever their chief is. I know him very well. He has a dozen names. He can look like 100 people. But one thing he cannot disguise, this part of his finger is missing. So, if you should ever meet a man with no top joint, there, be careful, my friend.
Yeah, she's over there. Hi.
Just checking on the town. Okay, we made it. I don't know how we did this. Somehow we made it to show number 6. This has been so dramatic. Okay, summer 24. An interesting time in this country. Stuff will be going on. A duly elected president packs his Supreme Court with cronies and loyalists bound to his agenda. He bribes legislatures to pass laws restricting who can vote. He isolates his country from the world, building what some might call a fascist regime built on ultranationalism. Promising political appointments, he woos the military and tries to use it to suppress the opposition. Tries to pass laws that infringe on freedom of speech and ruthlessly tries to discredit the press. In a last effort to gain complete control, he sets out to appoint a relative to a high position of power. And when the failing health of the appointee stifles his efforts, he uses her death to build a secular sanctification to perpetuate his totalitarian regime. We will bring you Evita. So there it is, folks. I'm so excited. It's a big, juicy, noisy, wild, joyful, for the most part, season, and I'm just so grateful and honored to all of you who are the only reason we are still here on this stage doing shows at all. Thank you so much for coming. I'm going to retire from the stage and turn things over to oh, sorry. Oh, yes.
You just checked on town.
We have talent. No, I didn't.
Forget about you.
I'm just a little
We're
flustered.
crying for you.
Don't forget. Won't cry. And do we have a pianist? Okay, he's coming. Sorry, I got a little flustered. So here to sing like the song.
Were you just walking by?
She just was walking by, and we saw her on the street.
Introduce her. Who is she?
Introduce her. Introducing Sophia Olawe, who you may remember from so many musicals, right? From Groundhog Day and Twelfth Night And from As You Like It. Yeah! Dave Bruschi, our resident musical director. The finest musician I have ever met in my life.
Ready? Yeah, let's do this.
The big song.
Big song. What's new? Buenos Aires. I'm new. I want to say I'm just a little stuck on you. You'll be on me too. I get out here, Buenos Aires. Stand back. You want to know what you're gonna get in me? Just a little touch of star quality. Fill me up with the heat, with your joy, so the noise overdo me. Let me dance to your beat, make it loud, let it hurt running through me. Don't hold back, you are certain to impress. Tell the driver this is where I'm staying. Hello, Buenos Aires. Get this, just look at me dressed up, so where to go? We'll put on a show. Take me in and you're flat and set me humming. Shoot me up with your blood, warm me up with your nights, watch me coming. All I want is a whole lot of excess. Tell the singer this is where I'm playing. Stand back, Buenos Aires, because you wanna know what you're gonna get in me. Just a little touch of star quality. You're a champ, you're a treat, you shall shine in the night, you are surely. When your flesh, your meat, you shall have every breath in my body. Oh, don't hold back, all I want is a life of success. Tell me something, this is where I'm staying. Oh my God, words! Rio de la Plata, Florida, Corrientes, Nueve de Julio, all I want to know. Stand back, Buenos Aires, because you wanna know what you're gonna get in me. Just a little touch of, just a little touch of, just a little touch of star quality. That's why I needed the words. All right.
All right. Spectacular performance. Thanks, Dave. Okay, so we've introduced all of the shows and heard from all of the talent. And now I believe we're going to turn the stage over to you and Sam. Is that correct? Okay. This was Sam Muir, and he's a board member. He's got a badge.
Well, hi, Sam.
Bill's shoes, and Mary Claire's shoes, and your outfit. I'm quite underdressed.
I didn't give you the sparkle idea. Sorry about that. Do you want this next step?
I'm good.
Well, hi, everybody, and thank you again for being here. What an exciting season we have, right? Awesome. And first off, by the way, I wanted to shout out hello to a couple of people that are on the live stream. Where's the camera? There it is. I'm so glad you're watching from home. A few people I know that are watching, Cynthia Bogalup, who is also a board member. She lives over in Sonoma. It's really far up. She was just here the other day. So hi, Cynthia. Hi, David. I hope you're enjoying this show today. And then there was somebody else, a couple other people I wrote down because I wanted to say hi. Somebody else is in Sonoma. Barbara Feduska is watching for the very first time, long-time subscriber, and she's never been to one of these events. She's up in Sonoma too, so hi Barbara. Good to have you. And then also Bill McAllister, we love you, Bill. I hope you're there watching. We love you so much. And that's about, there's a lot more people, but those are the ones that I wanted to say hi to especially.
I'd like to say hi to a couple people.
Say hi to a
We
couple
don't talk
people.
about the staff enough. And again, I said this last year, this is TU's 9th year here at Central.
And 7th job title.
And Mary Claire's 4th year here.
Yes, we have a few other people in the house. Madeline, the development associate, just celebrated 1 year, right? She's fantastic. If she ever quits, I will die. Don't ever quit. Who else do we have? Elizabeth, how many years have you been here? 5?
I think 4.
4. Elizabeth has also had at least 4 job titles. She's running the soundboard tonight.
Susie, how long have you been here?
And we have a remarkable duo over here, Angela and Sarah, both of our tech ladies who have both been here, what, 14 years, something like that? 14 years for both of them. Holy moly, what a great family we have here. Is there anybody else I missed?
Juliet!
Juliet, where? I can't even see you.
Right next
Yes!
to
Juliet also has a lot of job titles. I hired her for box office, and now she runs all the things. And how many years? 5, right?
3.
3. Close enough.
Seems like 5.
Good. Well, thank you, Sam. And we're only here because of your support. So thank you to all of you as well. All right. So let's get down to business, right? All right. Sam, I remember last year you mentioned you were up here and you didn't really know how all of this worked. So I need to explain it better, right?
Yes, please.
So Sam, start off with the knowledge. What do you know about what it takes to produce a show? Tell me what you know first, and then I'll fill in the gaps.
A lot of money.
Thank you.
I'm done.
Awesome. Well, just to talk a couple of logistical things. So what we're going to do is people are going to raise your hands, hopefully, to support all of this amazing work. And I'll go through one by one and see who wants to raise their hands. But specifically, right now we're looking for an executive producer for each show, and that is at $25,000 for a play, $50,000 for a musical. That you get everything. You get all the good stuff. And the most fun stuff is you get really, really involved in it. Sam, have you?
I've gotten involved in it, but you've changed some things, and
Yeah.
I'd like you to tell them what they get, but tell them about the reports, because this is the first year I got the reports as an executive producer. They came in my email every day. There were like 4 of them. You thought it was going to be overwhelming, and I read those more than I read all the other stuff that I got. So I love those reports.
And Sam's a busy guy too, so that's a good compliment. So at the executive producer level, obviously you don't give to get this stuff, but we like to give back for you, and we like to have you involved in our piece of theater. So with executive producing, you get added to the house reports and the stage manager's reports, most of which are written by Sarah right back there. So it's a great way to see what's happening every day. You know, this day this prop broke, this day the shoe fell out and threw into the audience. Or maybe there was one time where an axe blade fell. And, no, we don't tell that story, do we? We don't tell that story. Nobody was hurt. It was fun. So, yeah. That was before we shared reports, exactly. So it's just another way to get extra involved. Also, at the executive producer level, you can attend auditions if you want to, which is really cool. And I love, by the way, sometimes I act, and I love walking in and seeing producers behind the table, because you guys are the ones really with the literal skin in the game. So you get to have Bill's ear on casting as well. And then there's a million other things that go with executive producing. If you have questions about it, come talk to me. I'll happily talk your ear off about it.
Lunch with the director?
Yes, you get lunch with the director of the show as well, if they are in town. And if not, we'll figure something out. Maybe Bill, maybe Susie, maybe me, if you're lucky. Yes. Okay, so that's about it for executive producer. I probably should have gone up, but now we're going down. So at the producer level, that's $10,000. That helps us out. A lot of people love this level because you get a whole bunch of extra free tickets, including to opening night. So you can bring your friends, show them off what amazing art you have made here in San Francisco. And then also another level we can do is associate producer. So that is at the $5,000 level. For associate producer, you get some perks as well. Oh, and actually for producer level, 10,000 and above, we did add a dinner as well with the director because we thought that would be fun. You guys always like that. All right, and then we also have some other, we'll flip the posters over and show some artistic specialties as well, but I'll tell you about those when we get to it. All right, any questions? I feel like I'm hosting, yes?
Is it the same for producer, associate producer for the musicals?
Yes, a producer and associate producer are the same for the musicals. It's just executive producer that's higher because musicals cost a lot of money, but they also bring in a lot of money. So, anything else? All right. Sam, any questions?
No, good explanation.
All right. Well, let's dive on in. Let's start with that first piece directed by the amazing Margot Hall. Let's start with Nollywood Dreams. And by the way, Sarah, can we get the house lights up so we can see faces and names? Yay. And what we'll do, shout out your name, raise up your hand, and hopefully I'll know your name, but my eyes are kind of fuzzy right now.
And I won't know your name, so please tell me your name.
Perfect. So let's start with Nollywood Dreams. Raise your hand if you want to be an executive producer on Nollywood Dreams. Yes, wonderful. Buffy Miller. Thank you. Buffy starting off strong. All right. And then we have space for another. Anybody else want to support Nollywood Dreams at the executive producer level? All right. Anybody online? Not yet. Okay.
Not yet.
Great. Well, we will move on to producers. How about for the $10,000 level for Nollywood Dreams? Hey, look at that. Howard Oringer. Howard and Jan. Thank you. We love our board members. All right. Any other hands for producer?
I have someone online.
Someone online? What have we got?
I have the lovely Cynthia Bogalove.
Oh, Cynthia. You just said hi to you. Thank you, Cynthia. So Cynthia and David Bogalove for 10K. Beautiful. People are watching, thank you. Margaret, hi Margaret, Sheehan. Thank you, Margaret. I shouldn't have put on these false eyelashes, I can't see anything. All right, anybody else? Okay. Then let's move on. Associate producer at 5K for Nollywood Dreams. Oh, look at that. There we go. We got Leslie Karen and we got Helen Land. Beautiful. Oh, who's that? Is that Elizabeth? Oh, hi. It's Elizabeth Gronwagen. Yay. Thank you. I didn't see you. Hi, and Linda Brewer. You're the best. Oh, this is going to be an exciting piece. All right. Anybody else? Okay.
Way up.
Hey-o, up there. Hi. Who's that? Nick Javaris.
And Sandy. Yep.
And Sandy. Sorry, Sandy. Okay, you guys are great. Thank you. All right, we'll give her a second. Thank you, Vanna. All right, anything else for Nollywood Dreams? Raise your hand now. Okay, great. Let's move on to Guys and Dolls, which, by the way, is my favorite musical, so I'm so excited we're doing this. I played Adelaide at 22. She's supposed to have been married 14, or not married for 14 years, so do the math. I was definitely too young to play her. All right, let's start off at the $50,000 level. Who wants to do executive producing for Guys and Dolls? All right, that's okay.
I have someone online.
You have someone online, beautiful.
There's a little delay for the live stream, so be patient. Be patient for the people who aren't here. But if they thank you to Rob Holt.
Rob Halting, Becky Robb, another one of our board members. He loves musicals. Wonderful. All right, how about producer at 10K for this one? I see one. Who's? Oh, you're all in black. Betty Nakamoto. She's waving her hand in black. Betty and Cliff Nakamoto. Thank you, you guys.
No, you're doing well.
All right, any other producers for Guys and Dolls? Okay, yes, oh, look at that, that's your lovely wife. Tell her thank you.
Share it with the dog, I don't know which one.
That's Sam and Sharon York, in case you didn't see. Beautiful. All right, let's move on to associate producer for Guys and Dolls. One, yes, who is that? Wayne, right? Wayne Bryan. Thank you, Wayne. Anybody else? Okay. Anybody online for this one?
I have Gail Gottlieb.
Oh, Gail Gottlieb. Thank you, Gail. That's exciting. Gail is this is her first time producing, I think. So, yeah. Thank you, Gail. Wonderful. Appreciate it. All right. Anything else for Guys and Dolls? Okay. Moving on. My Home on the Moon. Holy moly, what a monologue, right? All right. Let's start off. By the way, oh, this is a world premiere, Sam, right?
Yes.
That's a prompt. Tell me what it's like to support a world premiere. You just supported Cashed Out, right?
Just did Cashed Out, and I'm trying to think of the world premiere we did before that. Oh, it was Heroes of the Fourth Turning.
Yes.
How many saw that play? How many thought that was their favorite play ever? So Louis' lying. He's not raise his hand. So one of the reasons that I'm so attracted to the San Francisco Playhouse is because of how many these first-run plays are being done. I asked Bill the other night. Bill went and did the math for me. There's 16 world premieres the San Francisco Playhouse has done in 20 years. I think that's pretty amazing. I think that's really amazing.
And that's on the main stage.
That's on the main stage. If you count the Sandbox, which I hope the Sandbox comes back one of these days, there's 42 world premieres in 20 years. Crazy. So that's one of the reasons I like to give, and I'm hoping my wife will raise her hand on the executive producer. I don't know. I don't know. It's not like I'm out of control of it.
Beautiful. Well, yeah, one of the big things that we do is support that new work because, you know, we won't have more stories to see if we don't build them, and we
This
won't.
is an unproduced playwright.
Oh.
Oh, this is the first time that this playwright's work has been produced, so we're really, really excited. Yeah.
Brand new and in college too, so who knows what she's going to do after this. All right, enough of me yammering. Let's move on. Who wants to? Oh, Buffy's already raising her hand. Executive produce? Brilliant. Thank you, Buffy. Anybody else for executive producer? Sharon Muir, look at your lovely wife. She's so wonderful. By the way, Sharon came to see Clue the other day, and I warned her that a lot of people were coming in costume, so she understood the assignment, and she came dressed as Yvette the maid. Nobody does Yvette.
I walked in, and someone said, Colonel Mustard.
Yes, in case you didn't hear, she's wearing a yellow coat, and somebody called her Colonel Mustard. But very beautiful. All right, well, we are out of room up there, but does anybody else want to executive produce for My Home on the Moon? We have extra sheets of paper for you. All right, how about producing at 10K? Oh, a fast one. There you go, from Nick Javaris. Sandy. I know, you can put 2 hands up, so I counted you twice. All right, any other producers for this one? I see one. Oh yes, Betty Nakamoto, when you took off your gloves for me. It's so cold in this, yeah. It's always 3 days behind the weather up here. Okay. Any other producers? Yes, beautiful Howard and Jan. All right. Shall we move on? Okay. Okay, 5K for this one, for associate producer. Holy moly, okay, I see one, I see two. I see Bruce Coleman, thank you, Bruce. And I see Solomon Barbara Rockman. And one more, who's that?
Jeffrey Gale.
Hi, Jeff. Jeffrey Kulik and Galen Ruckman. Or did I mix those up? Workman. I'll give you a second to write that. Jeffrey with a G. And Galen with a G. How convenient.
And Jeffrey what?
One more.
Couple more to you.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I see Linda Brewer. Oh, thank you, Linda. Linda is the biggest supporter of new work that we have. She is constantly raising her hand for commissions and anything new. She is all about it, and I love your commitment to the American theater, Linda. Thank you. Yes, oh, I see that. It's Chris Wong. Thank you, Chris. This is new for you, too. I don't think you've produced before. Thank you, Chris. Magical. I love this community. All right, did I see a hand back there? No, not yet. Okay.
Bill, more world premieres. See how many people?
More monologues by Greg Ayers, I think. All right, let's keep it moving. How about the 39 steps? Let's start with executive producer Phyllis and Jerry. Thank you, Phyllis and Jerry Rosenberg. Again, I love our board members. Anybody else to executive produce for this one?
150 rolls.
150 rolls. So that's like a couple dollars per roll, right? All right, how about producer for 10K on this one? Yes, Poppy, thank you. You're going for that poster wall, aren't you? Oh, I see you, Dana. Dana Shapiro and Gary. Yes, thank you. Look at you guys, best friends and producing together. I love you. You're so cute. Both on our board, Dana and Phyllis, and they've been best friends forever. So cute.
Can we do the director dinner at Yang Sing?
Director dinner at Yang Sing. I'm ready. Ah! I'm down. All right, any other producer levels? 10K for this one. Okay, how about 5 for the 39 steps? Associate producer. Not yet, you're saving it for the good stuff. How about anything?
Did we miss someone? Okay, I got a quick one on
Yes.
Thompson.
Oh, Nancy Thompson, yay, and Andy Kerr. Thank you guys. I think they're not watching live, I think. But she told me, we talked, because she's on a cruise right now. And we talked, I gave her a scoop. Yes, they're literally, yes.
More.
Sharon, was that a yes for you? Yay! And Sharon and Sam, you were as well. Thank you. I promise not to call you Colonel Mustard. All right, anything else for the 39 steps that I missed? Okay. Moving on to Bill's amazing story. I love that story. I didn't know that. So thank you for sharing that. For The Glass Menagerie, starring Joe Marr and directed by the amazing Jeffrey Lowe. I'm so excited already. And Susie's in it, that's right. Oh gosh, I can't wait to see what you do with that. So let's start it off with executive producer. Anybody want to do 25? Yes, there it is. Who is that? Is that Bill Gregory? Gosh, you're in such a shadow. Thank you, Bill Gregory. Yay. We'll make sure this poster looks great. He has a huge wall of all of the posters.
I don't have room for any more.
I know.
Bigger house.
Build a bigger house.
Don't tell him, he just moved twice. All right, executive producer. Anybody else?
I have the Adler.
The Adlers, yes. Bill Adler, our board president. And Marsha, of course.
Nancy texted me from a cruise ship. The Adlers just stepped off a plane.
Nancy texted from a cruise ship and the Adlers just got off of a plane. So thank you guys for still showing up for us. Let's see. Oh, before we go on, Sam, I've been talking a lot. I want to hear from you again.
Oh, this is perfect.
You told me, we had a little rehearsal for this the other day, and you told me the best words, and I just said, please say those on stage. Tell me what the Empathy Gym means to you.
I said that that was private. And it was just for you and Mary Claire. So Bill kind of said it tonight again. And the one thing I get mad about Bill, a lot of things, but the one I get mad at the most is that he doesn't write those quarterly Empathy Gym reports, because I love them. And that's what got me and Sharon donating to the San Francisco Playhouse. And it's got us donating more and more and more, as you see. It got me on the board. The Empathy Gym to me is everything. I mean, it's, and Bill talked about it tonight. What does the community need? That's what he starts out with, and he talks about that compassion. I don't know. I don't want to get spiritual like I did on the call, but you know, we started our Muslim friends who started Ramadan. You got our Jewish friends coming up with Passover. Our Christian friends coming up with Easter. But we got the Empathy Gym here, you know, 365 days a year, and to me, there's a lot of connection between that. And when you talk about the community, this is where the community comes together. For me, not anybody else, just for me more than anything else. So that's why I'm up here, and not just your twisting of the arm, but because of the Empathy Gym. And I just love the way you talk about it, Bill. I mean, and you did it tonight the same way. So,
Thank you for going with that. And that's the reason why I'm here. I love walking through the Empathy Gym arch every day when I come to work. So, all right, I got us distracted. Let's keep talking about the Glass Menagerie. I know you were waiting at the tip of your seat. Okay, anybody else for executive producer? I think we said no, right? All right. How about producer? 10K for this one. Raise your hand high. Okay, we're not there yet. How about, what is it? Associate producer. Yes, 5K from Elizabeth. Thank you, Elizabeth Ron-Raven. Thank you for putting on a shawl so now I can see you in the dark. Oh, yes, Robert. Wonderful, Robert Beadle. B-E-A-D. Thank you, Robert. This is new for you as well. You're a newbie. And Greg Burrell. Thank you, Greg. All right. Oh, yes, and another Robert, Bob Weston. Thank you, Bob. Fantastic. I knew this one was going to get a lot of love. Everybody loves this play, right? All right. Any other hand raises for the Glass Menagerie? Yes, and Sharon, thank you. Producer. Oh, even better. I'll take it. So thank you for producer for this one. Thank you, Sharon. Thanks, Sarah.
this is my last year. I need to be sitting next to her.
All right, beautiful. Okay, anybody else before we move on? Okie dokie. And last but finally, definitely not least, holy moly, Sophia. Where did she go? All the way over there. I don't know.
Over there.
Somewhere. I'm blind. I should not wear false eyelashes. Thank you, Sophia. That was amazing. Yeah. All right, let's start it off. So, Evita for executive producer at 50K. Anybody want to raise your hand for that? Okay. Yep.
I have Sue Coupland.
Oh, Sue Copley. Amazing. Thank you, Sue. Oh my. Hi, Sue. We miss you. Anybody? Yeah?
Another Rob Holton.
Rob Haltang. I tell you, Rob likes the musicals. Yeah. Yeah. Helen's like, I didn't raise my hand. Promise. All right. How about producer level 10K for this one for Evita? Okay. Everybody's moving their hands around and it makes me jumpy. Okay. How about 5K? Associate producer for Evita. Yay! Phyllis and Jerry Rosenberg. And who is that over there?
Muriel Kaplan.
Muriel. Hi, Muriel Kaplan. Wonderful.
Muriel and Bob Sturm.
And
Bob Sturm.
And Bob Sturm. Thank you. S-T-U-R-M. Thank you, Muriel. You guys are first-time producers as well. And Nancy. Is that a hand? Thank you, Nancy. Nancy Thompson. Not Thompson. Nancy. Thank you, Nancy Larson. Okay. Any other 5K? Beetle. Fasten the joint up. Thank you.
I have another producer that came in through the live stream, Stephen and Karen Cheese.
Stephen and Karen Chase. I love it. They are the best. Their cats bought my dog a Christmas card. And so, yes, they are the sweetest. All right. Anybody else for Evita? Okie dokie. So we're now at the point where we flip these over. We have, I promise not to take as long on these because there's a lot of spots to fill. So what this is ways to support an artistic specialty. And each of these have kind of different numbers attached to them. And we didn't write them on the posters, unfortunately, but luckily I know all of them. So it's usually between 2,000 and 4,000 to support any number of artistic specialties. So what I'm going to do is explain to you a little bit about what each is, and then we'll raise our hands for who wants to do costumes, who wants to do sets, and things like that. But Madeline, first off, has really revamped this program. I want her to tell you a little bit about what you get if you sign up to do this. You're over here, hi.
Hello. So this has been sort of a passion project of mine this year. So as many of you know, actually, if you support a specific designer, I put you in contact with that designer. So that can mean lunch. We had 2 people meet up and go to a museum together, which was really wonderful. I also send you sneak peeks as the designer is working. So for example, for costumes, I will send you a PDF or a little collage of what the designer is working on before the pieces are even bought, or sometimes approved by the director. So you really get a specific look into what the art is. Lighting designers, I can sit you next to our light board, let you learn something about that. It's a really cool new way to learn about how theater works and really get to see and have a hands-on experience of what your support does.
Thank you, Madeline. Isn't she great? Look at her. Okay, so again, nuts and bolts of this. All of these shows need a few things. So every show needs a director. Often it's Bill or Susie, but we still have to pay them, I guess. So we need a director. We need a set designer for everything. We always need a lighting designer because otherwise you're doing it in the dark. And we always need props, which are anything that you hold in your hand is a prop. And then we usually almost always need sound design, which is the hidden thing. You don't think about it until you can't hear. So sound design. And then and one more thing, we always need costumes because otherwise you're standing up here in your pajamas. We don't need that. But there are a couple of specialties as well on the shows that require them. So let's see. We have, Sam, do you remember which ones?
On the musicals, we're going to need choreography and music direction.
Great. So musicals need choreography and a music director, usually the brilliant Dave Dabrowski.
And sometimes we're going to need fight direction and intimacy direction.
Yes.
But we changed our season so many times that these posters were ordered 3 days ago, and so they're all the same.
Perfect. Well, maybe you can help me as we go if you know off the top of your head which ones need specific specialties. Intimacy coordinator is a really cool one, and I love the idea of us hiring somebody to make sure everybody feels safe, because that to me is empathy. And if your people aren't safe up here doing the work, then you're not actually putting your money where your mouth is. So that's one that's near and dear to my heart. All right, so let's get started on the specialty. So, director. I can tell you if anybody wants to know who's directing what. We don't have it all figured out, but if there's a specific director you want to support, raise your hand and shout it out. But does anybody want to support the director at $4,000?
Who wants to support Margot and Jeffrey Lowe?
Yes, Margot.
And Bill English and Susie Yamamoto.
All right, I see one. Jeffrey, perfect. That's Betty Nakamoto supporting Jeffrey. Look at you, already getting the people in the door. Betty and Cliff Nakamoto. Sorry, I see you both. I I love you both.
Can we get food? We get food together.
Oh, yeah. Okay, anybody else for director for any show? Director, Margot Hall directing the beautiful Nollywood Dreams. Not yet, okay. How about set design? Set design is a $3,000 specialty. You know we are known for our sets, and that is the thing that we win usually the most awards for, am I right? We win a lot of awards for set design. Anybody want to sponsor set design for a show? Anybody online yet?
Here's someone.
Oh, there's one. There you go. John Stein first. 39 steps. That's going to be a fun one. So John Stein first for 39 steps. Thank you. And Chauncey, of course, the dog. I love you, Chauncey. Great. And I see one over there. Wonderful. Shout out your name.
Carolyn Day.
It's Carolyn. You've got your mask on. I always forget.
At the moon.
Oh, the moon one. Great. So let's put Carolyn Jane for set design for the moon. That's going to be a weird one. Whoa. I'm jealous. I don't know how spaghetti is going to fall from the sky. And you climb up the spaghetti to get to the moon?
Noodle.
Oh, you're crazy.
Noodles.
Noodles. Sorry, noodles. Fuck. Oh, you can't climb spaghetti. Got it. Thank you. I learned so much working here. All right. How about any other set design ideas? Okay. Let's move on to lighting. Lighting. Beautiful. Linda, what do you want to do?
Guys and dolls.
Guys and dolls. It's going to be fun. Linda Brewer for lighting for guys and dolls. All right. Any other light design? That is a specialty I have done. I have been paid to be a lighting designer. I'm not here though. Do not hire me. I am not that good. I'm good at some things. Okay. Anybody else lighting? All right. How about, what do we got? Projections. That's one that I missed. Projections.
There will be astral projection in high.
Yeah, projections are the big, beautiful, moving images that are created that really make this set spin. And not every show has them, but we'll find out. Anybody interested in learning about how the projections work? Okay. All right, how about, where do we go next?
Music design? Oh, I mean music direction.
Yes. Yeah, let's do the specialties for musicals. Music director, who wants to support Dave Dabrowski at 3K for either Guys and Dolls or for Evita? Dave, you want to raise your hand and just pay yourself?
No, that doesn't work.
All right, so that's a $3,000 category for music director. Anybody? Okay. Well, how about choreographer? We work with Nicole Helfer a lot. Yes, I know. Louie, you love Nicole. Let's do it. What show did you want to do? Guys and Dolls. That's going to be a fun one. Thank you, Louie. And Jeff Winchek. Okay. Does anybody want to support either specialty for Evita? Okay. We'll get there. And let's move on. So choreography, props. Costumes, that's a fun one. Costumes. Yes, I see hands come up. Evita, Jeffrey and Galen for Evita for costumes. And back there, Joan Zinner.
Guys and dolls.
Guys and Dolls, that's a good one for you. Yeah. Ooh, those are going to be cute. Okay. Other costume fans. Fiends? That's not the word. Okay. And I think I have, what did I miss? Properties. Yeah, props. Anybody want to do props? Yes, I see one. Hi, Leslie Karen.
Well, I did the fun props for Chloe. I did the fun props for my home on the moon.
Oh, yes. Oh, you totally do. So, props for My Home on the Moon. You're going to be buying a lot of fun. Thank you. Yeah, Leslie supported the candlestick and the lead pipe and everything, so she's a smart lady. Okay, props for any other show. Okay, and I think there might be one more that I'm... Sound, that's, thank you. I knew Margot Hall would know. Sound design. That's both the background music and the making sure you can hear the show. It's everything for sound design. Yeah? Okay, and quiet. How ironic. All right, well, I'm about to wrap this up. Anything that we missed, by the way? Anybody have burning questions or hands that want raising? Okay. Well, thank you again for being here. Sam, thank you for being here, and you've been very quiet. What else do you have to share with us?
Okay, anybody else online?
Not yet.
Not yet, exactly. All right. Well, thank you again, you guys. Sam, come away from hiding. You can be center stage with me. Yes. And Bill, you can come back up too if you want. If you want your time in the spotlight. There you go. Well, I just wanted to say thank you again. We are here because of you. We are making theater in the most expensive city in America, and it's because of you guys that we get this amazing work. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm going to let you talk.
And thanks to the talent in the front row and wherever they feel. Oh my God. Thanks to the talent. Thanks to the board. Thanks to the staff for helping put this together. Thanks to everyone here. I think we're going to have a great season.